Hey guys, it's Billy and Bonsai, and glad to be back. I had to take a little vacation and go see some friends in Chicago for a wedding. So I've been kind of MIA for the past 2-3 weeks. And now I'm back in Brooklyn, so I'll be getting back to work and doing some more videos and working on some new content that I'm excited to share with you guys. So I wanted to give you a little update on what's been going on because I'm sure, like everyone else, everyone is going through their own journey, and there's a lot of things that have been brought up for me, and especially doing my films, there's always a residual kind of wisdom that I attain from not only curating the knowledge and then making the films, but then also practicing it while I'm in that whole process, basically, and then using the workshops to really identify the things that I learned from the teachings and the knowledge about building your consciousness, and then practicing it in the workshop because I practice it. So the workshops that I do are very based around my own experience of the knowledge, basically attaining it, understanding it, then practicing it. And then when that happens, there's usually a huge shift in my reality. And for me, the biggest shift was for me to learn the power of telling your truth, no matter what the outside is going to react to, because most of the time people don't like hearing the truth, so it's very uncomfortable and difficult at first. But I've always been kind of more alone for most of my life, so I've been able to speak my truths in a very honest and compassionate way. But I've kind of fallen back on that after doing this inner work and kind of more surrendering to the process, or kind of keeping myself quiet to better understand and let the energy kind of integrate and move through me. So I know that I've also been pushed to become more aware of some subconscious programs where I don't speak my truth, and then understanding how that kind of creates problems in my relationships that then my ego projects outside of me as itself as a problem. So like a good example is when I don't speak my truth in, let's say, my relationships. If I don't speak my truth because I'm like, oh, I don't want to, affect the other person's mood or like upset them in any way, that causes a civil war inside me, because then both the hemispheres of my brain are constantly in battle at what I should or what you shouldn't, or what you shouldn't, and should have done. So then I realized that no matter how uncomfortable it is, you have to just express it, because when you express it, in return, you only get the honesty and truth in return, instead of, if you're being fake and dishonest, you're only going to get that back. So you have to be really aware of what kind of energy you're putting out there, because you're going to get that specific frequency and vibration in return. So for me, telling your truth is the only reality. And because no one really wants to have fake friends either, or fake relationships, so you might as well just be honest no matter what, because that's the most self-love that you can give to yourself, where you expect others to listen to your truth because you're being honest and compassionate for your needs, and living with someone, or basically interacting with someone and experiencing life with someone, you need to be able to be honest no matter what. And so that has taken me to deeper levels, to questioning my own relationships, why I'm in them, and expressing the truth to them no matter the outcome. Because if they really are real friends, or real lovers, they should be able to hear your truth no matter what, and sit with it and be able to understand it and be compassionate to it. And that was my biggest lesson, where there's times that I allow my ego to project itself outside of me and basically tells me that all these other people have problems, when really it's like I'm the one with the problem, because I haven't conquered or faced my ego. And when I became aware of that, or I allowed the voices in my head to control how I behave with other people rather than how I truly feel inside, and how I see everyone as spirit and love, as this unlimited being inside a conditional being, then it's easier to just sit with the discomfort, because you know that it's just their truth and it needs to flow and be released, so then they can be a complete and whole being. And that's the kind of selfless journey where you have to be able to see where the truth is more important than possibly your selfish emotions, or the way that you feel compared to the way that you want to feel with other people. And there's different levels to it. once you reach different states of consciousness, they first start in the body and how you compare the way you look and feel to other people. And then there's other dualities that you have to face and polarities that you have to face once your energy rises to different states of consciousness. And for me, my step or the level that I'm in right now is how powerful I really am, and how the ego is very cunning and clever and likes to trick me into victimizing myself or persecuting others for seeing basically what it projects onto others is itself. So whenever I hear a negative thought or a judgment about someone else, it's not me, it's the ego trying to control me by projecting itself as these thoughts about other people. And it's a brain game. That's why it's like you have to conquer yourself. You have to conquer this ego, this joker, this trickster, this Loki that can't really be honest with you and is always trying to impress you or have power over you. So it has these thoughts that it uses to control you and keep you in a comfort zone, rather than seeing everyone complete and whole, because it isn't complete and whole. It needs to be healed inside of you. And that's kind of where I've been at, is having to face my own truths about myself, where I am lacking and where I allow this ego to control me, and where I allow myself to let my energy be manipulated and played with, when I know deep inside is like, I am whole and I am complete, and everyone around me is whole and complete. So then once I hold that vibration and I know that everything always works out for me, then I can be more aware of the thoughts that keep me out of that vibration. And then that's your ego. And that's the game. To understand that anything that takes you out of this peace, this inner peace and joy and happiness, is your ego. And it only gets harder and harder to become aware of the more and more you feed it with your attention, and you're not aware that it's controlling you with these negative thoughts and beliefs. So I've had to take a deep inner journey to discover all those ways that I hold myself back because of my ego, and it has influenced my relationship, all my relationship with my friends and family. And I feel like the past 3 years were me really conquering that side of me, because I've disconnected from everything in my life prior to this time. I've disconnected my life prior to everything that I've attached to at this time, like being a fashion photographer, a filmmaker, and this job and career that I desired, where now I see the value in disconnecting from everything completely, to then know and analyze the contents of my consciousness, to then know what I truly and really deeply want, rather than my ego. And I think I've discovered that, where I want to take the talents that I have, my gifts of creativity, because I don't know if you guys know, I'm a fashion photographer and filmmaker and film editor. And now, because of those gifts, I'm able to help spiritual people visualize their energy online, on the internet, by helping to visualize and connect to your inner artist. That is basically the journey. And by combining or synthesizing my creativity with spiritual teachers or leaders or people that want to be doing this work, to then creatively express yourself in your own unique way, and not some generic new age spiritual ungrounded way, but a really beautiful way where you're doing work that fulfills you and is abundant. And so I'm working with people now using my gifts and talents of photography, filmmaking, editing, producing, directing, and creative direction, art direction, web design, to then help people with a spiritual idea or a business. Or it doesn't even have to be a spiritual idea. It can be anything, but if you need help to creatively express it and to create a new reality where you're only making money from this new venture and this new opportunity, then I feel like I am able to now to combine the creativity to help you express your inner artist, and then also combine the spiritual practices to help you create that reality with ease and flow, and to know that you'll have full compassion, because I know the process of creating a new reality, from the nuances of how your brain and neurons work and how the old has to die. And so it feels very painful and emotional. So I can relate to you in that journey because I've experienced my full evolution and transformation of my consciousness by focusing and creating a new reality, which I am doing now with 58. I'm able to make a living off of that and combine my talents and skills of photography and filmmaking to keep that flowing and running, and then also help other entrepreneurs or other like-minded people with the business or new reality that they want to experience, and I'm now able to help you create that because I have the spiritual discipline, the knowledge, and the wisdom for my own expansion and enlightenment of my powers and gifts. And so I can help anyone who's looking to create a new reality, but also help visually express your inner artist so it's more genuine, authentic to you, rather than trying to play a model that is based around what's popular and trending, which we need to get away from because it's not really expressing your authentic self. And that once you become that and are able to express it, there is no lack that you'll ever experience in your life. So if this intrigues you and you want to learn more, feel free to reach out to me, and we can have a little consultation and go from there. I'm really excited about this new venture and able to help people. And so that's kind of what's been going on with me. And if any of that is of interest to you, or if you need help in any way, feel free to reach out to me and I'd love to help you. And thank you guys for following my work and what I do. And it means a lot to me that you guys are supporting and watching my content. And like what you're saying, it really means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be doing more frequent videos, so there'll be more content for you guys to see. And please don't forget to join the 58 membership, where $25 a month includes a free reading or free conversation, consultation, and or guided meditation a month, along with supporting this platform to keep creating content to empower your life.